Right, hello the world of YouTube. So this is a quick introduction to a jam I'm going to do in a minute. I'm just doing this first bit just straight off the phone, holding the camera. Sorry if it's a little bit wobbly. What I thought I'd do is, rather than trying to write a massive description to the video, I thought we'd just try and do a quick explanation as to what my connections are, and then I'll switch the camera over and do a better recording with the sound, and I'll just like jam out a track for a few minutes. So what I've been experimenting with is putting the MB33 through a few effects, basically mostly through the VT3. Okay, and that's the main aspect of this track. I can't sing. I brought the VT3 just for some odd vocal effects here and there, and I thought, well, hang on, we could perhaps put that through there and see what it sounds like, and it kind of works okay. So just in terms of the connections between those, obviously I've got the output of the MB33 is actually going through this distortion pedal. If I just play you that. Okay, so for the distortion to really kind of sound good, you want your resonance turned all the way up. Turn that on. Okay, and you get some real nice kind of bite and growl to it with that. Okay, so the output from the MB33 is going into this just fab distortion pedal. I think that cost me about 15 quid off eBay. The output of that is then going to the input of the VT3. I've just got it plugged in, just this little normal jack cable going into the input at the back there. And then what I've got, I've taken stereo out actually. I've got kind of like a stereo out cable thing, which does sort of two going out and there into that one cable there, and that's then going into channel 3 of the MX1. Okay, so that's sort of the routing for the effects of that. Something else I just recently added, which actually I've only bought yesterday. You got to love Amazon Prime delivery. Big up to them, because I ordered this at about 9 o'clock last night and it came this morning about 10 o'clock, so happy days. It's a cheap old Behringer vintage, supposedly analog delay. I've literally like plugged it in an hour ago. What I wanted to do was just get a bit of delay on kind of like an auxiliary send and return from the MX1. Because I've been using the delay on the master effects, but what I've been trying to do is mash up a few bits with the scatter and the combination things on here, which I wanted to affect the drums as well. So I wanted to leave the master effects turned on the drums. And obviously I don't want... most of the time I've just been using this for delay. So I'm not really using that now, because obviously I don't want delay on the drums because it sounds crap. So I'm sort of using this now as an auxiliary send and return. So just in terms of that, I've got the auxiliary... the sends there, which comes out. I've got a weird combination of cables coming together, because this only seems to work. Some other connections wouldn't work for some reason, so I've kind of cobbled together a load of leads. So I've got the left and the right auxiliary out from there is kind of coming into like a single cable down here with the connector things. But anyway, I'm not going to get too involved in that now. So that's going to the in of there, and then the out is going to the return. So I've got basically the control of the volume of the delay and how much I want to send from the MX1. I'll give you a quick example of that. We'll play that one again. So this is the MB33. Just turn that down a little bit. So I've turned this off. You may not be able to hear much difference because it's just going through the speakers, but if I want that on then, because it's just giving a little bit of delay. I don't want a massive amount anyway, but I can control the amount that we hear of that with the auxiliary return volume. So I can get rid of it completely. Obviously I can send more. Just go select an auxiliary. Okay, so you can probably hear that better now. So that's without. Okay, so that's the new addition to the family, and you've probably also noticed, if you've seen any of my other recent videos, I've now brought out the old MPK Mini, which I've had for ages, and I suddenly thought, I wonder if I can connect this up to control some stuff from the ModStep app, because I'm sequencing everything from the ModStep app from the iPad up here. And yes, you can. Basically what I've done is I've plugged in I've got a powered USB hub there with those lights on it. So the main kind of output from that is going to the camera connection kit on there, and then plugged into that hub I've plugged the MPK, and then I've got the Roland UM1 MIDI interface, which is allowing the iPad to speak to all of this. I'm not going to get involved in that on this video. There are other videos up on my channel if you want to know how I've done that. There's a whole playlist on ModStep stuff to cover all of that. And then what I've done is I've MIDI mapped the pads on here. So if I press pad 1 here, it's going to make that clip play. So if I click on here, hopefully try and see it all together. So, or not, you've got to hit it pretty hard. Now that's started playing. Okay, and then I just hit it again, and that'll stop it. So it just means it's a bit, I just find it a bit easier with the pad rather than trying, because they're quite small. Obviously you can make those bigger, but if I've got a lot of tracks, I'm kind of mapping those out as I do them for my live stuff. So that's basically what I'm doing. Just for this track, I've just been messing about with a few ideas. So I'm just going to jam this out. I kind of like made this up about half an hour ago, so I apologise if it sounds awful, but it should sound okay. So we're just going to be using the MB33, we're using the TB-03 for a second ACD line. Drums are coming from the TR8, and that's pretty much it. I've got some whooshy sounds on the System 1. And that's it. So there we go, little 6-minute intro. I'm going to do a jam which might be between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm just going to make it up as I go along. So I'm going to switch the camera around so you can see it a little bit better. I'll just hook up the computer to record the sound, so the sound sounds a bit better, and the performance / jam will follow in 1 second.